All right, guys, finally making a video doing some flying. It's a beautiful November day, end of November here, almost Thanksgiving. And I'm gonna go for a flight because I gotta go down to Aero Estates. And it's about 30 miles from here. It's possible I might end up going down to Jacksonville. I gotta call my buddy Ray with the Kit Fox. He's working on his brakes. So he's supposed to meet me at Aero Estates, but at this point, I don't know if he'll be there or not. So I don't know if you guys can even see me. But got a little bit of a crosswind on the way down there. No big deal. It was more this morning. It's supposedly down to about 6 or 7 now, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. About a 30-minute flight. It's just cold. It's the first time. Not very often you're going to see John in pants. I don't like to wear pants. I don't really know why, but I just don't. I'm a shorts wearer. I disappeared. But I'm just here, gonna get the plane pre-flighted, get some fuel in it, and just head down that way. In this video, I want to talk about. I'm gonna do a video on the way there and a video on the way back. So. On the way there, I want to talk about adverse yaw, and also on top of the yaw thing, there's been a lot of controversy about doors, and it seems to come up every year, winter, but for some reason this winter, I think because a couple people have had close calls. One of them did message me, but I'll keep that private. So basically, in a nutshell, the door on theory with the Challenger versus the door off theory. I am not going to sit here and act like I am an expert with the doors on because I've never flown a Challenger with the doors on, because doors are for losers, right? No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Doors are great. I just don't have them. My airplane doesn't even have the kit, the anything. It doesn't have the piano hinge. It doesn't have anything. And I live in Texas, so my goal is to eventually get another airplane that I can fly more during the wintertime and then make this just a summertime bird. So yeah, I'm not judging people, I'm just messing around. But so the Challenger, you know, in regards to adverse yaw, it can be an issue, but I think yaw is an issue even with the doors. There's the fins people have, you'll see on the horizontal stabilizer that some Challengers have the fins there. And actually, I'll put a picture of one, the Challenger 1 I'm trying to sell right now, not mine, for a friend who passed away, unfortunately. But they have the vertical fin here. And I believe when that vertical fin is there, that's going to give you far more control in regards to yaw. I hear the story is somebody was slipping or something, and then the door came open, and I don't know if they lost some control, but something happened. I do know the doors completely change the way the airplane flies, and I'm not an all-saying power because I've never flown with the doors on. So I'm just giving you my advice. Reach out to Mike at the factory. He can solve your problems. Don't look at Challengers like there's some junk plane just because when you throw doors on them they fly differently. You do something to change the aerodynamics of an airplane, you're going to have to do some other things. So in this case, I believe if you throw doors on the plane, you're probably going to have to put those things on here, and also you're probably going to have to fly it differently. How that is, I don't know. There's a lot of experts out there in the Challenger world that know more than me. I just like to fly them and show you guys fun videos. If you're one of those experts, please put in the comments of this video, not on Facebook, but in the comments of this video, what it is that someone should do if they're having a problem flying their airplane with their doors on it. And I don't have one. I might have one at some point in time in life, but I don't have one right now. The next plane I want to buy is probably going to be a Zenith, honestly. It's like some things crawling on my airplane. So with all that being said, yeah, don't reach out to me about the door stuff because I don't know the answers to that. I fly doorless. Doorless squad, that's who we are. So yeah, but in the video, what I want to try to do today is, I don't want to talk about adverse yaw because I'm not an expert in adverse yaw. I mean, I understand it and it's something you deal with in the Challenger. But basically with the Challenger, you have to lead with your feet. You know, if you're like flying a 172 or a Cherokee or something like that, you could just kind of do things and the plane just kind of does it. Obviously there is a certain routine to do it, so I'm not just being like neglectful of the plane. I'm just saying, if I have somebody in the plane with me, I have no problem handing them over the plane at any point in time in a Cessna or a Cherokee. If I'm in the Challenger with somebody, I'm watching every little move they do and I'm feeling with my feet and I'm watching the stick to make sure they're doing the right things, because it is important in the Challenger. The Challenger is one of the only planes I've ever flown that I've gone full deflection on a few things when I've gotten a little out of hand. And it doesn't exactly respond instantly. It kind of takes there's a little delay. So you have to have faith in it, you know? But in this video, I'm gonna probably try to mount a camera here vertically to where you can see like the nose and kind of see what goes on. But in a nutshell, with adverse yaw, gosh, there's mud. Kicked mud up on my plane. In regards to adverse yaw, what happens, and I'm sure you guys know this, and maybe there are some people buying a plane that are a Challenger or any type of airplane, and they've heard about adverse yaw, but they don't quite understand it. So let's talk about it really quick. So that's all it is. So say you're flying along and you don't use your rudder pedals, right? And you turn the stick to the left. Well, obviously when you do that, that flaperon goes up and that pushes that wing down, and this one goes down and that pushes this wing up. Hence the plane is turning to the left. The problem when you do that is that this flaperon coming down, it actually creates a lot of drag on this wing. And so what happens is you go to turn like this, but the nose actually goes the opposite direction. Took me a little while to get used to it in this plane. You got to lead with your feet. Sorry, I know it's bad lighting. You got to lead with your feet. So when I'm making a turn, I'll usually just start, a little bit of rudder, and then I go with the stick. And then if I feel like it's not enough, I add a little bit more, and I just kind of go from there. So that you guys have a good idea what it looks like, we're going to go on a flight. It's like a 30-minute flight, and I'll show you, and maybe we'll talk about it more. But again, I'm not being a CFI. I'm just explaining to you what happens in this, because I'm not a CFI yet. So let me get this thing pre-flighted and ready for flight, and we'll get on our way. Clear prop.
In the next video, I'm hoping to do like a how I do my navigation and my equipment and stuff. Possibly, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's just a flight today. Who knows? So yeah, the whole door situation. It's been a while. Been like 30 minutes since I made the intro to this, so I have to get myself motivated again to what we were talking about. But yeah, the door situation has been awfully crazy on Facebook and stuff, and I had a couple people reach out to me. One particularly, he was pretty, I don't know who he is, but he was pretty shook about the whole situation, and I completely get it. All right, here we go. Hello, hello. All right, everything's looking good. Temp-wise, hello. My radios, my earbuds suck sometimes, or not this, but the damn connection. Ooh, it's cold. Oh, I forgot my gloves. Let's pull this back a little bit. And we'll probably go up to about 2,000 for this trip. And of course it's gonna be a bumpy one. I know it said it had a headwind on a tailwind there and a headwind back, but then obviously the wind was kind of coming more from the south. So it's like, make up your mind. But yeah, so the adverse yaw. When I move the stick, I'll show you guys really quick, but when you do this with the wing, look at the nose. The nose goes to the right. I'll show you once we get higher up, we'll get the nose down, and that way the camera maybe can see it a little bit better. But yeah, so, I mean, to answer the question, does the Challenger have adverse yaw? The answer is yes, it does have that. And a lot of these type of aircraft do. When you have an airplane like a 172 or a Cherokee or some general aviation, aircraft like that, you know, it has those things built in to offset that. So like there's like the rudder's more to the right or blah blah blah, you know, there's things where these airplanes, you know, it's, I think they had tried to build it in a little bit, but it's just not, it's an imperfect thing, you know. Yeah, it's bumpy. We'll see what it's like up at 2,000. Maybe we'll make some adjustments. Let me get my, put that away, get that out, see what we're doing here. 51. We definitely got a headwind, which means we'd have a tailwind on the way back. I just talked to Ray, and he's not going to have his brakes done in time and his Kit Fox to come meet us, so after I leave there, I'll probably fly down to Jacksonville and see if he needs help, you know. So, as you can see, the Challenger can get rocked sometimes, so I'm getting rocked right now. Ooh, it's bumpy. Let's see if it's a little nicer as we get up here. So the place I'm going to is 30 miles. And, you know, you basically do it minute miles in this thing, so on your best day. Well, no, I mean, just depends on the winds and whatnot. If you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Aviation Adventure Boys Raw. That's where I put on footage of just raw flights. Unfortunately, there's going to be some videos that are probably a little less flying and stuff, only because of how cold it's going to get, and I don't. Obviously, I'm not equipped for. I'm not equipped for, you know, doing cold flights, and I don't want to put anybody in the back seat because that is miserable. Like right now, like that is, my hand would go completely numb if I had to be that direction right now. So.
Atlanta County traffic, Archer 4186, remember, is 10 miles to the southwest, inbound for full stop.
Yeah, so like, share, subscribe. Comments are cool, appreciate them. Tell your friends. If you're looking to, you know, I posted videos before this about selling two things, you know, and the video about Jack's Challenger 1, I really suggest you go watch that one, you know. If you're somebody who's watching this because you want to get into the aviation and you haven't yet made that choice, go watch that one, because I don't know, man, something about filming that one just kind of hit me different. Like, you know, Jack had cancer, but he really wanted to fly. So he, you know, bought a plane that requires a sport license, you know. And unfortunately, he was never able to get around to it before he passed away. So, and like I talk about in the video, you know, he had bought a Challenger because of this channel. So it kind of really brought it home, you know, if that makes any sense. It was kind of like, wow, this is crazy. So we just have to do some flights in honor of Jack, and he'll be up there watching. Aerospace 122.9. Of course it's 122.9. For some reason, and tell me if you guys have this problem too, 122.9 on my radio, it's always really staticky. I don't know if it's just because it's a popular channel or a frequency. I don't get it, but it can be annoying. Holy crap, I am freezing. I might have to tell Ray that it's a no-go for today. Holy crap. For coming to where he's at. Okay, so let's talk adverse yaw really quick. I'll show you guys. So I'm going to do a turn to the left, okay? And you're going to see that, watch this. Now, no rudders at all. Turn to the left, the nose goes to the right. You see? And then the plane follows. Same thing with this way. You ready? Look, the nose goes that way. That's to stick right, nose goes left. So you have to rudder into your turns, you see? And you can just rudder. And my suggestion would be just go back and forth and mess with it, you know? Let me see here. Someone 2,000 feet above us over there. If you buy a plane like this, just go out, get at a comfortable altitude, make sure everything's good, you're feeling good, and just go back and forth, and you know, little foot, a little stick. And eventually you'll be like, okay, you know, this makes more sense, and there's a certain amount of pressure that makes it easier, and so on. There's a little private airport right there below us. And we do currently have a headwind, so that's where we'd be going if need be. Kind of cool. It's just a grass runway, but... Oh my goodness, I should have brought my gloves. Challengers get a bad rap. You know, it's funny, I was talking to, and for the record, Courtney was not talking bad about Challengers. Courtney seems to be a very level-headed, neutral person when it comes to this stuff. But she messaged last night and asked me about my opinion with the doors and with the slips and basically the viability of the Challenger as an aircraft. Like, if it's got these problems, you know, then what's the deal, you know? And God, my fingers are freezing. And you know, I think Challenger's a good aircraft. I just think that there's a learning curve with every airplane. You know, it's like, you know, you take me and throw me in a Cessna 140 or a 120 tail dragger or whatever, and it's going to be like, hey, I'm going to have to figure this out, you know? And it's just like anything, you know, any airplane you buy, there are some that I hear are more stable, like the Quicksilver 500, GT 500, Kolbs, Rands, just some airplanes that kind of have more, I don't know if they just have a bigger tail, more authority, I don't really know. I'm assuming that's what it is. You know, the Challenger does have kind of a small tail, and I know there's a kit to make them bigger and stuff, you know. But yeah, so anyways, I'm going to shut up for a little bit. We're going to just finish the flight, and you guys can see my landing at Aero Estates, and then we'll go from there. I don't really know what we're going to do, guys. And Aero Estates, 85 Bravo's over the top, left downwind 27, Aero Estates. That's much smaller. I thought it was like over there. I'm like looking at the road thinking, what the heck? And I don't land too early here because I got to go all the way to the end of the runway. I don't want to like taxi for an hour, so. And Aero Estates, 85 Bravo is left downwind 27, Aero Estates.
That's Don 46423, turning right crosswind 16 Anna.
Kingman County traffic, Cessna 19531, 5 to the southwest, will be entering a 45 to the left downwind for runway 2, Kingman County.
And 85 Bravo's left base, Aero States. And Yellow Experimental's final for 27, Aero States.
423 in the right downwind 16 minutes.